What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's doing all right. Happy Mother's Day, belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the real mamas, man, who've been active in their kids' lives, active in their grandchildren's lives, active in their roles. It's a very important topic today, y'all. Very important, man. Didn't want to go live. It's real late, but I got an important topic I wanted to talk about, man. Real quick, just want to tie some shit together, man. Cause what's up, Danny P? What's up, Danny, man? Appreciate you, big dog, tapping in, tuning in, man. I hope everything's good with you, man. For real, for real. I hope everything's all right with you. Life is a blessing, man. Life is a blessing and a lesson, man. Definitely a blessing and a lesson. But if you don't learn from life's lessons, you might suffer. You know, life is something that we need to consciously, actively be engaged in. Life is not something that should just be life is not just a ride that we should just be holding on and riding and just holding on and bracing for. That's not life. If you're actively preparing to be successful, if you're actively preparing to have just in general, preparing in general, you'll be in a better off situation. There's some things that we can't do nothing about. It's a lot of things that we can't control, but there's a lot of things we can control, and a lot of people don't realize a lot of our control and a lot of our consent comes, like I always tell y'all, participation. The more we participate in shit, the more power it gets. The more we the more participation, the more power it gets. So let me break something down to y'all about the money situation, because a lot of people might not be totally aware of what's coming, and they might not see the severity of it. And I can't blame a lot of people for not understanding shit, because a lot of us been distracted. A lot of us have been a lot of us base our day-to-day lives on distractions. Like, oh, it's Friday, what movie's coming out? Oh, it's Tuesday, what music is coming out? Oh, it's Thursday, what movie's coming out? A lot of us base our lives on just filling our time with meaningless things. Like, for instance, um I just bought that new Zelda game on Nintendo Switch, right? It's nothing wrong with playing video games for a certain little whatever you do it for, entertainment, stress relief, whatever. But since I bought that game for 3 days, I've been sidetracked. And and it's the thing y'all have to realize. There's a sidetrack. They made a side road, a detour road for everybody out here. They made a detour side road for everybody out here. What do I mean by that? There's something that's designed out here to appeal to everybody. And people are like, well, you just want to be bored. A lot of people, sometimes people have told me, well, you don't want to do nothing, bro. You don't do nothing. You just say everything is this, everything's bad. And you don't want to do nothing. But you got to realize, majority of the stuff that's out here, majority of the stuff that's going on is bad. Majority of the things that's going on and put in the world for us is bad. Not all of it. But I'll say this. Do they promote healthy living on TV? Do they promote healthy relationships on TV? Do they promote uh you know do they promote good positivity, but for relationships? Do y'all see that on a normal day, regular basis, like positivity being promoted? I don't. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Problems equal solutions, and if you have problems if you have problems in the world and you create a solution to a problem, then you've just tapped into an unlimited supply of money or unlimited supply of power. Because if you have a certain amount of people depending on you for stuff, if you have a lot of people depending on you for needing you for medical care, needing you for vision, for all these different situations, that's how power is passed around. Problems and solutions in life would be no need for problem solvers, and there would be no need. Everybody would just keep going and continually going in the same pace or in the same direction. But being that there's problems, aka people get sick, people people's teeth decay, this and that. But what has been done to our society? If you're paying attention, you could see the problems have been accelerated in society so people could come in with their solutions, aka dental work, right? The reason why people have so many dental problems is because these companies that work hand in hand together, aka the food industries, they work hand in hand with the medical industries, the dental industries. um it's like, that's why a lot of these soda companies give a lot of money to like medical institutions and like uh medical institutions. Like the food company will pay a lot of money to the FDA, or they'll have like situations going on with mandates and government, like regulators and shit like that. And the reason why, like, the cigarette companies will work with the medical company, because they know they're working hand in hand, aka the cigarettes are going to send people to the medical people. And so that's where it's a cycle of problems and solutions. See, nowadays in our society, we've been set up. The whole society is set up off problems and solutions. Um, Problem solvers and problem makers. That's how the whole society's set up. You got criminals, you got crime stoppers, you get what I'm saying? The world is always going to be having a balance of people and a certain group of people in it. But if you got police and then you got criminals, it's just a double-edged sword. It's a problem and a solution situation. But like I said, a lot of people don't realize it and don't recognize it. So we're going to keep going through these problems, and the people who have the solutions for the problems that most times they created are going to keep dominating, you know. And if you want to keep being under people and being dominated, then it's okay. Continue to just go with the damn flow. But the majority of us, the flow is not working for us. Majority of us, the flow, if you go with the flow, you're going to take a lot of losses. Um, a lot of people who went with the flow with this medical situation, this virus that we just went through. A lot of people who went with the flow didn't make it through in life because they listened to what was being told. And a lot of times you might be the test batch. You might be the guinea pig. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't trust the powers that be. What I'm saying is stop just stop being such a victim into this problem situation, right? Look, eliminate yourself from having so many problems by living a decent, structured lifestyle. You know, a wholesome lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle can save you from a lot of problems. um it's like if you know you're living in a bad environment, move to an area or environment or state that's conducive to what how you want to live. You don't have to stay in a poverty stricken area, because if you stay in that poverty stricken area, you're going to be eating that poverty food. You're going to be in poverty zones. You're going to be living in poverty, not even by choice. So with this money situation, y'all, with things changing the way that they are, a lot of people might not realize the money situation that we're in now, the monetary system that we're under now, is getting ready to change. There's nothing, it's like this. A lot of us have been participating with these banks, aka they tricked you into giving your money to them as a whole massive nationwide scale. They tricked us into earning money, working for money, getting the money that you worked for, and giving it to a financial institution, aka a bank. We been tricked to where we feel like we are not responsible enough to handle our own finances. So you have to go to a banker. You have to go to a bank. You have to in order to have some savings. You've been tricked out of your you've been tricked out of your position to feel like or to believe that you don't even have the mental capacity or the physical capacity to save money on your own. And I remember back when I was coming up, they'd say shit like, no, you gotta save your money and put it in the bank, start a savings account in the bank, and you'll get interest. So 20 years from now, if you put in $100, it'll be $175 in 20 years. Like, I've heard all that type shit, right? I've heard all that propaganda, right? But yet I've not seen too many people who did that bank monetary route shit, depositing money and just living like the way that the world told them to live. I've not seen too many people like that who follow the blueprint become successful. And by success, I'm talking about financial success right now. I'm not, because it's different levels of success. All right, but let me show y'all what I'm talking about, because I'm just not running my lips. This was a few days ago. Listen, look. Let's read that. It said U.S. government may freeze American bank account, freeze American bank as withdrawal currency and panic capital flight mounts. Marco Guro Henry, whatever. U.S. government may freeze American bank withdrawals, aka they're thinking them right now. This is last week. They were talking about last week about stopping you from being able to take money out your account. Everybody's like, oh, the digital currency's coming and this and that. And everybody's like, how would they make digital money come? Nigga, if they tell you can't withdraw money out your account, but you can only make online purchases or electronic purchases, that's your digital currency right there, already being implemented. And then, see, this is a lot of poor people don't care, or median income, regular average income people, they might not care about this shit anyway, because they don't have 10,000. They don't have a certain amount of money in the bank, right? But it's going to affect you even if you're a poor man. It's going to affect you even, say if you're a homeless man, right? If you're a homeless man and they bring in digital currency, right? They get rid of the dollar. You can't trade no more with the dollar. The dollar's no good. People are gonna be you'll see them laying on the streets, dollars on the streets, and then you'll see dollars just being all over the road. People wipe their ass with it, right? When that happens, the homeless man who used to panhandle, what's up, Colin? What's good, bro? The homeless man who used to panhandle for money and wipe windows or beg or whatever he used to do for money, he's obsolete now because who's going to cash out? Listen to this, y'all. Who's going to cash out the homeless man however much money for wiping windows? Who's going to cash out this man $1? Who's going to give him digital dollar transfer? You get what I'm saying? That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I'm glad you're doing all right, man. For real, for real. So, and also too, majority of homeless people don't have access to. I'm not gonna say none don't. I'm talking about majority. If you're really homeless and you're really down bad and out there, a lot of homeless people might not have access. They might not have access to a cell phone or internet access and shit like that. So how are they gonna have the cash app? How are they gonna? You get what I'm saying? And it's not all about homeless people. Look, if you have your own business, fuck that. Fuck that. If you're selling drugs, right? If it's niggas out here selling drugs, they sell whatever they sell illegally, right? That's done. You can't do that no more. Why is that? Because, hey, bro, I need a 50 of some crack, man. Yeah. Well, I'll wire it to you. Okay, boom. He cash out $50. Now that the digital currency is started, they're tracking all your digital transactions, right? Even though they're already able to do that now. But now there's no more cash. There's only one way to in and out this money system. So your ass has got a $50 cash app, just using saying cash app for just example. You got a $50 cash app and you don't have a job. Okay, boom. You do this about 3, 4, 5 times. Now they're like, yo, this dude keeps getting every Tuesday, he gets $100 or $50 cash app every Tuesday. And that not knowing that's Tuesdays when the crackhead gets paid. You know, he gets paid on Tuesday and he wants that big blast and it's going to last him a few days and then he'll chill out. However the crackhead lives. So now the government is starting to notice you're fucking getting, what? Why my shit dimming down like that? That was weird. Now they starting to notice that your ass is getting $50 every Tuesday for no reason. They coming knocking at your door. What's this for? What is this? You think the IRS was bad? Wait till the digital currency starts. Come on, man. I don't need to keep making examples for this shit, man. Think about it like this. In China, they already have the social credit system. The thing that they're trying and want to implement here, and they're implementing in Africa, and they're implementing all around the world. The UK has it. It's all around. It's slowly but surely getting put up all around the world, right? But here in America, they got to sneak it on people. They got to sneak it on us because they know we crazy and they know we got, they know it's a bunch of shit. So they know they got to sneak it on us. You know what I'm saying? But once they get it on you, say if you ran the red light, right? Because they already been had the technology to track your red light running and all that type shit. So you ran the red light. You thought you got away with it. Now, here it is. You got caught up or whatever, whoop, whoop. They say, hey, you done damn ran red lights. You're not being a lawful citizen. You're spending you're spending privileges are being taken up until you figure that out, until you clear that up. So you can't make money on the side. So your spending privileges are frozen. So now you can't pay this debt off. So now you have to go to jail and be a slave and pay your debt off in a different way. This shit is a big trap. It's a big setup for control. And the sad part about it is, does this make sense to y'all what I'm saying? Does it make sense to y'all what I'm saying? Or am I just saying, am I just talking crazy? Does it make sense what I'm saying? Give me a thumbs up if I'm making sense. Okay, boom. I say it's just like, what are we waiting on? What are we waiting on to start making changes and making more conscious and wiser choices? Now I know people like us probably already do that, but I'm talking about the masses. Why are we still being so entertained? How are we still being so entertained when it's so much going on in the world? Good stuff too, but it's so many things going on in the world right now. Just so much. And how are we still entertained? How niggas is still watching LeBron James? How? I don't understand this shit, y'all. How are we so divided as a people? And how do we not fix the problems that we really have because we got problems that been put in front of us that we trying to focus on? And then people can't even see that uh most of these agendas and shit is just all to derail you and to lead you down the wrong path. Most people can't even see that, you know. It's got me. I can't watch any of them. The old rags to riches story. Yeah, man. It's so sad now. I'm gonna say this because I'm a black man, right? And I'm an American black man. American black man. I'll say this. When I was little, I used to say, why do they only put on the most ignorant, nigga, slave ass, dumbass, coon ass, don't know nothing ass black people? I used to say, why are those the only ones that they put on? AKA by me saying put on, like I'm saying like put up, put in in employ. Like, why are those the only ones who get put up in the forefront? And I used to wonder, like, damn, where's the intelligent black men? I know they out here. I know grew up listening to Malcolm X's. I grew up listening to, you know, um Farrakhan's and Martin Luther King's and all these good leaders. I grew up listening to this shit. So I know that the world does produce free thinking, free spirited men, especially black men. Like, you're never supposed to um be cowardly and broken down as a black man. Never. That would only piss their ancestors off who had to endure it with no option, you know? So I'll say this, y'all. We making this shit worse because we're paying attention to this bullshit in the world. We're making we could be running a lap to freedom right now, right? We could be running the race to freedom, but we're walking like cattle into the fucking slaughterhouses, y'all. We're walking. We could be running the race to freedom, but instead we're walking in a straight line, single file line into these fucking spiritual slaughterhouses. Because you don't have to die, because we are dying physically on this world because of this bullshit we indulge in ingesting. AKA, how many young black men have influenced the world and made everybody want to be a fucking rapper, right? And now, what are these rappers talking about? What are these rappers talking about right now? Right now, these rappers are, if you listen to these young black rappers, and this is why you have to remain current. This is why you can't get stuck in your music from your time and only what you grew up doing and only think about you. You have to get your head out of your ass, because if you listen to these new music now and what they're talking about, this new batch of people in the new generation, they're talking about murder, death, and destruction, y'all, and sex and bullshit, and it's all satanic. It's all satanic. Self-glorification, selfishness, envy, greed, you know. Uh, couldn't have said it better. Uh, don't swim with the current, swim against the current. That's a fact. Watch the current of the water and swim against it. That's a fact. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to watch it and then use your wisdom as an elder. If you are an elder, you use your wisdom as an elder to guide the next generation through the new path. And if they don't want to listen, then it's up to them. Because I'm gonna tell you what I had to endure in my time to get here where listen, I'm a watcher, yeah, but I'm gonna tell you I done lived it. What I had to endure, listen to me, y'all, because I'm not one of them SpongeBob SquarePants ass motherfuckers who ain't never did nothing. And I'm also not a demon who was out there hurting and destroying my own people. I've always been a decent, fair man, but I've always been in the midst of the streets. And I'm not saying, listen, my mom and dad was working class Americans that are black Americans. They wasn't poor. I mean, well, they wasn't rich. And at certain times we were poor. But through it all, you know, with knowledge and shit, we make it through. You make it through. And then you take your generation, apply the knowledge you learned from your past generation, apply it in new generation, and you excel. And that's how it goes. You're supposed to keep excelling. Like bro said, I'm a watcher, yeah, but I'm a participator too, because I'm gonna tell you something. I watch this shit only to see what's going on, only to know what moves I'm making next. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm only watching because I'm trying to figure out what moves I'm gonna make next because I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's happening so can need to know what moves to make. Just like right now. Let me show y'all something. Look, they're trying. Look. It's not bullshit. It says U.S. financial system, 722 banks under threat of bankruptcy. The banks are fucking going bankrupt. And I'm tired of all these witchcraft, witches and warlock ass, positive, everything's gonna be all right, mumbo jumbo ass, speaking ass people. I'm sick and tired of them. Because a doctor in the triage, when your ass got to goddamn, when you got to go through emergency surgery, you just got hit with an AK-47 and your lungs filling up with blood. That doctor's not gonna sit there and motherfucking coddle you and play with you. He's gonna fucking stick a hole in your rib cage, break that bitch open, stick a fucking a straw in your lung, blow that bitch up, inflate it, and get the blood out of it. And that's if you're lucky. And he'll get you back breathing so your lungs don't get wet and collapse. Because your lungs like a bag, it expands and shit. But if they get wet, too much fluid in there, it collapses. Too much mucus in there, it collapses. Because what would a wet balloon do? You got a balloon and it's getting bigger and smaller from expansion, right? From inhaling and exhaling. What happens if you put water in that balloon? You turn you can't blow water and shit. The water's gonna go. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So let me read this because man, uh 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 what the hell? Hold up. All right, it says through our eyes, I mean we are the watchers, not the spiritual. Yeah, not the spiritual ones. A lot of people participate in their chess games, and the rest of us sit on the outer and watch me. Yeah. If you feel me. Yeah, I understand what you're saying now. I understand what you're saying now. Cause I know, I'm just saying I'm active in this shit, man. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best, y'all. It's not a it's not an easy battle, man, but I'm trying. You hear me? I'm trying. I'm trying my best, y'all. I'm trying my best to I'm gonna say something too, y'all. I'm gonna say something to y'all. When you're a chosen one, and by being chosen, God done showed you things that He don't show everybody, and you don't have the choices that everybody else has to. You don't have the choice everybody else has to do all the bullshit that everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by a chosen one. You don't have the choice because your path has been chosen for you. You don't have the options because you can only stand on righteousness. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And I'm gonna say this: I don't do this for self glorification either, y'all. I just know one when you have so much knowledge, you have to spread it. And I do this on a daily basis. But I'm gonna tell you something: when you're being paid, when you're being paid by another man, you have to go with that man's vision. Meaning, if you're employed by somebody, you got to follow their guidelines. You got to read the book, the rules of the rule book. You got to go by their rules, right? The rules and regulations of the job, the requirements, the don'ts, the do's, the dress code. You're totally agreeing to do what they want you to do, right? And that's cool. That's cool. But what I'm saying, if you're not self-employed, you can't be fully self-controlled. That's why I do this podcast right here. I do the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast that I started 4 years ago. I started this 4 years ago only to have a place for people to be free thinkers, free speakers, and I know we're on the internet and I know we're in YouTube's platform, so I have to follow YouTube's rules, guidelines, and all that shit, you know. But at the same time, y'all, you have to understand the true power comes from us. The true power comes from us, y'all. What we choose to believe in, what we choose to think about. Um, we're watching celebrities and we'll talk about them like they matter when they don't even fucking matter, bro. We glorify and deify other people when some of us have more potential and this and that, but it's not about that because it's not we shouldn't even be in a mindset to compete with each other or compare each other. We should only be in a mindset to accentuate and help each other. Because, oh, he grows apples, I grow oranges. Let's swap that shit out. She grows bananas, I grow this. Let's swap that shit out. We need to get back to the old ways. Because what's about to come, you're only really going to be affected by it because you're so dependent on the system. And that's the reason why they're doing everything so slow, chokehold. Because I'm gonna tell you something. We can't get it. There's too many people in America to be on one united front. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. We're too desensitized in America to ever be on one united front ever again. I think we're too desensitized. We're too divided by groups. We're too divided by sexualities, ideologies, mindsets, classes, uh, social status, financial status. We're so fucking divided, y'all. Racist, racism. We're so divided. I don't think we could ever get together. Look, 9/11 happened. Nobody gives a fuck. Wars going on right in Russia and Ukraine. Nobody gives a fuck. Um, what they do to Africa with the diseases, famines, and all. Nobody gives a fuck. I give a fuck. I care about what's happening in Haiti right now. How they fighting for their liberation. They don't have no government backing, and they're fighting tooth and nail, going toe to toe with the government. But guess what? Most people don't even give a fuck because they're only worried about. My new Zelda game came out, and for the last 3 days, I've been playing Zelda like a fucking loser. Yeah, that's what they do to us. And I'm talking about myself, which I love to be a video. I love Zelda. It's a great game, but no, we're in crunch time, and these and the worst we're in crunch time. We're in crunch time with life, and we can't even unite. Our families can't even get together. Can't even stay with our wives. Our men don't trust the women. The women don't trust the men. We don't want each other no more. We don't want to have babies. But guess what? We don't want to have babies, right? It doesn't matter if we want to have babies no more. Guess why, y'all? It doesn't matter if it doesn't even fucking matter if you want to have children and all this bullshit. Guess why? Hold on, let me get this off of here. It's an ad on this. Hold up. I'm just gonna say, look, it says babies with DNA from 3 people are now being born in the UK. Look, babies from DNA from 3. This little ad is on my shit. Babies with DNA from 3 people are now being born in the UK. So now they can have an orgy inside your motherfucking egg. They don't need us no more. Exactly. 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 I talk about what matters. See, all these other internet niggas, they talking about street beef. He backdoored him. He did this. He did that. I'm mad at his position because he's bigger than me. I want to be like that. I'm niggered out. I'm a crab in the fucking bucket. All the rest of them are crabs in the bucket. See here? I'm a humble black man sitting in a humble car with a nice cell phone and a damn light and the truth. And guess what? These niggas, they not fucking with me. But I'm not in competition with nobody. Because guess what? I might not ever be seen by nobody other than y'all, my good people. Because guess why? This type of information that, oh, you can do it yourself. We always had our own. You can do your own. You don't need them for this and that. Use your own, this and that. They don't want you to think about that. They don't want people to talk about that. They don't want you to say, be with your wife and have your kids and be successful and all that. No, they say 8 years after the technology was approved by government authorities, it can be reported that at least one child with DNA from 3 different people has been born to the parents in the United Kingdom. How the fuck do you have a child with more than 3 daddies? More than they took the they took the genetic body of this man, they took the mind of this man, and they took the beauty of this woman or the something of this person and mixed it together and put it inside an egg and made a baby out that shit. You got to be kidding me. They don't need it. They been figured out how to be gods. That's why they do us like this. Hey, big respect to all these scientists and shit who done figured out all you need to do is put a whoop whoop and tit in here with some electricity and put it in a fake womb. It's easy. You know why it's easy? Because our ancestors been doing this shit since the beginning of time. Even in the Bible, where it said, let Adam was running around aimlessly, so he said, shit, I'm gonna make you a woman. Here, let me get your rib. And out of your rib comes Eve. What is the rib? The bone marrow. Out the rib, the stem cells. And he cloned and made a woman out of the bone marrow, out of the rib. See, people don't understand religion. They just, oh, the God, did he bow down, did he pray, and they say my prayer 5 times a day, and I say my this, and get out of here with all that mind control. They doing niggas dirty and playing God with you. Look, the announcement isn't exactly new knowledge, but reporters at the Guardian were able to prompt an official confirmation with a freedom of information request. The University of Newcastle, in collaboration with the Newcastle Fertility Center, are pioneers in what is known as a mitochondrial replacement therapy. This isn't even fucking that hard. I learned about the mitochondrium and the rhizomes and all this shit and the phytoplasm. I learned about that shit in school. I can do this shit if I had a good enough telescope, microscope. I could do this shit. You could do this shit. Get out of here. It's not fucking hard. Just like listen. The University of Newcastle, in collaboration with the Newcastle Fertility Center, are pioneers in what is known as mitochondrial replacement therapy, a special form of in vitro fertilization. I've been told y'all in vitro fertilization ain't nothing but human cloning. A special form of in vitro fertilization designed to prevent severe genetic diseases in future babies. Bullshit. Because if you want, let me shut up. Just like any other person, babies conceived through this method are born from the fertilization of a single sperm and a single egg, where they differ in relationship between the nuclear material that houses the vast bulk of genes responsible for building a human, and the tiny amount of non-nuclear DNA that helps make the cell's power units called mitochondria. See, this is, y'all don't even understand, this is not rocket science. In most people, a mother's egg provides both the nucleus and a large number of mitochondria. In these children, however, a donated egg is responsible for providing them with their mitochondria supply. In all, only a 0.1% of the child's DNA will be from the donor. By that tiny contribution could make hold on, but that tiny contribution could make the difference between life and death, allowing people with severe mitochondrial diseases to have a biological child without fear of passing on a mutated mitochondrial diseases that could struggle to provide sufficient energy for healthy growing babies. So what you're trying to say is, you want a person who's already disabled and fucked up themselves to be able to produce a baby that's not fucked up by your genetic engineering, right? That's what you're saying. Okay, boom. I understand that. I understand that. But the whole purpose of life is natural selection. Life has a beautiful thing called natural selection. See, in the thing in the good old days of life, in the good old modern days, and even now going on right now, there's a beautiful thing called natural selection. There's also a thing called environmental damage. That's why I keep saying a lot of people don't realize where they're at is harming them because there's only have access to corner stores with only have access to cheap bullshit unhealthy food, which is a recipe for disaster and non-development. You get what I'm saying? You got to go 45 minutes to the white side of town or the money side of town to get some healthy food, and then you ain't even had the money to go all the time, so you only could do that once every blue moon. So you're not eating healthy. You're not producing right. You're not living right. You can't think right. You can't sleep right. Like you get what I'm saying? It's not your fault. But the thing about it is, you have to move. You have to get out of those areas. You have to take control of your life so you're not a victim in your life. You know what I mean? So this money shit, y'all, when this new money comes in, okay, you're gonna be like, yeah, just sign me up, woo woo woo. But like I already told you, there's no more freedoms, y'all. If you stand strong and stay out the way, we can force something. Cause I'm gonna say something about this, y'all. I'm gonna say something. These bankers, I'm gonna say a valid point, and I'm not trying to get listen, this is for entertainment purposes only, but this is very educational. Listen, if you if you don't realize it, the bankers who run the world, right? They already have enough wealth, they already have enough riches, they already have enough money, they already have over enough, right? Or over enough. They always have. Okay, if they say they're failing, that means what they have doesn't have any value, right? But don't they have everything? Don't they have all the resources? Don't they have all access to everything, right? And if they're going bankrupt and if this and that, don't that prove that all of this is bullshit? I know why they hate us so much. See, y'all have to realize this is a real spiritual warfare. This is good versus evil, what we're living through. This is Cain and Abel. This is Set versus Heru. This is Jesus and Judas, what we're going through. We're seeing witch hunt days. Right now, they're getting rid of all the criminals. They're getting rid of all the oppositions. They're getting rid of all the people who are really a threat. Then they're going to do the witch hunt on the free thinkers and free speakers. Then after those people are gone, they're already doing that now. The Don Lemons and CNN, the other dude. It's a domino effect, y'all. And it's all happened because we just fell in line for all these agendas. There's some lines that are not supposed to have been crossed ever in life. You know, there's lines that's supposed to never have been crossed in life. And I'm gonna say one thing: there will be never no Satan. Satan needs to leave me alone because there will be never no temptation that I will succumb to. I'm too I'm too conscious of this shit now. You get what I'm saying? Thank you, Sunrises. I'm too conscious of this shit now. I'm trying to tell y'all when they start this new shit. See, they already did it in Africa. They already did it. See, y'all don't realize they're doing it all around. They did it in China. They did it. They got the social credit score in China where if you cross the road, you ask gonna they'll send them people to your house. They're gonna cut your privileges off and shit. Like y'all don't even realize how severe shit is. All the little scanners at Walmart and all that. They letting people steal and shit from Walmart. Then they got them coming and taking you from your house, building up cases on you. You know, Tucker zapped him. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's bad, man. We're in the greats, and so I'm just telling y'all. Once they start doing that witch hunt shit, man, and I pray they don't, but they did it in the past. They did it in the past, y'all. They did. They always did this shit. I just say, pray y'all stay strong, man. I pray we live on as humans. But I'm gonna say what y'all. They're recording everything. They're not going to want us or need us in a little bit. They got enough footage from BAYDAY. They can get rid of me and put me in a robot. Have a robot with my likeness. There's enough of my thoughts online. So all they need to do is download this shit into a damn. You already gave away your permission when you signed permission to use the app. So everything on this motherfucker, they can goddamn use it for what they want. You know what I mean? So people are dumb, bro. We done goddamn, we gave up everything they wanted. We gave up everything, man. Pretty soon we're gonna be begging for soil and green bars. Pretty soon they're gonna be begging for soil and green bars, man. People like, Betty, what the fuck do you be talking about? Everything I ever said. Everything I ever said. I hate to say it, but it is what it is, man. I'm just thinking ahead. Like these people, look, these people, you think they not thinking ahead? They got a motherfucking baby with 3 people in that motherfucker. Yeah. Baby's being born with DNA from 3 people. Yeah. Who's your daddy? Nigga, I got 3 daddies, nigga. The fuck wrong with nigga? I'm crazy. Man, imagine how crazy these motherfucking kids are gonna be. Listen. See, humans are so dumb they don't understand split souls and all that. Say even a mixed parentage person, right? A mixed parentage person. They already have 2 conflicting souls in them. You have a white soul in you and a black soul in you. Those motherfuckers are fighting like hell inside you already, conflicting souls. So imagine a baby being born with 3 daddies, bro. And he's a baby with 3 souls inside of him, 3 pieces of soul. Man, that shit gonna make a motherfucker crazy as hell, bro. He might live half 1/3 of his life as one person, switch over mentally, and then the second wing as another person, and then switch over on the third wing, lap of his life as a whole nother person. Man, you don't know what the fuck they gonna do. Like, bro, you don't know what that shit gonna do mentally. Imagine how people are being like, you look at this generation, how motherfucking everybody having mental health issues and breakdowns and all that shit. Imagine what the new clone babies are gonna do. How they gonna break down. You know what I'm saying? They pretty soon in the future, are you organic? They're gonna be asking shit like that, man. Shit crazy, man. Nah, nigga, I got 3 daddies. I ain't organic. I got 3 daddies. Come on, man. Y'all better snap up out of this shit. But hey, it's too late. It's too late, man. I hate to say that shit, y'all. But what else? Are people ever gonna start watching the NFL? Are people ever gonna stop watching the NBA? No. Are people ever gonna stop watching the Grammys? Even though that shit is losing its luster, people are not watching it as much because a lot of people are waking up. But for the most part, man, niggas still sleep as hell watching that shit, man. Hey, at my job talking about LeBron James. That nigga been doing that shit so long, he done made 100, 200 million off y'all niggas. Shit the fuck up. Let that man ball in his own, man. Let that nigga ball in private. Cause get what? You're not balling, sir. You're not balling. Nobody. They're balling. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I love y'all, man. United we stand. Yeah, I'm coming right now. I'm coming right now. Let me turn this off, okay? I'm coming right now. I'm coming off. So yeah, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. United we stand, divided we fall, man. Everybody keep thinking about themselves. We're all gonna fall. We got to do this as a collective, man. It's the only way. That's the only way, man. I promise you. If you don't see it, you'll never see it.